Jack, certainly you have to question a candidate's temperament. If he can't answer a simple question about whether or not he would participate in a debate and as to why he pulled out, wouldn't answer the questions from the press here today.
But was the second camera someone who's linked to the Corwin camp?
I don't have the second camera. I don't know what that footage looks like, but I think the footage speaks for itself.
But who was shooting?
It was a young Republican volunteer, absolutely Republican operative. But the fact of the matter is he asked Jack Davis why he pulled out of the debate. Jack Davis, I believe from the video, said, "Do you want to get punched out?" And following that, Jack Davis took a swat at him, and Jack's operative that was traveling with him also physically took a swat at the Republican operative. I think the footage really speaks for itself. It's a question of temperament.
The second camera would be more convincing, wouldn't it? Because it would show everything taking place.
Well, I think the footage, as I said, the footage speaks for itself. I don't have the second camera in my possession, but I think
whoever does will.
But your station was at the location as well. So
after the fact,
well, they were at the event. I mean, the young man that had the camera asked whether or not why Jack Davis would not participate in the debate, and he verbally lashed out at him and then got physical. I've never seen anything like this in a political campaign. Trackers are something that happens on a very regular basis. Both campaigns have sent trackers to Corwin events. It's something that campaigns generally do to themselves when you're working on a television campaign. But I've never seen a candidate actually get physical.
But was it a setup? Were you trying to provoke him?
Asking him with the question, why did you pull out of the debate? He wouldn't answer the questions of the media here today. He won't answer your questions. He's sitting in his factory in Akron and just sending out millions of dollars worth of television ads. The people deserve to hear from him in a public forum like we just had here at Channel 2 News.
Do you know who that volunteer is? Do you have his name?
He's a young Republican volunteer, and he's actually talking to an attorney right now. So.
Have you spoken to him? Do you know who he is? What is his name?
I do know what his name.
What is his name?
He is speaking to an attorney right now.
And the second camera, once again.
I do not have the second camera, but...
do you think it's responsible to just release like 14 seconds to get people all riled up and not show what was videotaped by the second camera so you see everything going on? Well,
I think what would be responsible is asking Jack Davis, why would you get physical with someone, and do you have the temperament to serve in the U.S. Congress if you can't answer the question as to why you wouldn't participate in a debate today?
Have you seen the entire tape?
I've seen the one camera's entire footage, and it's a elongated version of the same. I mean, the volunteer continued to ask why will you not participate in the debate? Why did you back out of the debate? And Jack Davis got very angry, came at the volunteer and said, "Do you want to get punched out?" Which I really question, a candidate's temperament and ability to serve in the Congress if he can't answer the simple question as to why would you back out of the debate.
Did he ever answer the question prior to the...
Jack Davis never answered the question. He just said, "Do you want to get punched out?" And he continued to tell the volunteer that he was a pain in the ass. So the footage is quite clear. It speaks for itself. People, both Davis and the Davis campaign aide, got physical with someone that was asking the question as to why they'd pull out of the debate. I don't believe Kathy Hochul would have acted in the same way, and Jane Corwin certainly would not have behaved that way. The media made much of Carl Palladino making a comment to a reporter saying that he was going to take someone out. It had dominated the airwaves for days. And this is a candidate actually getting physical with an operative asking a question. I think the temperament question is what really needs to be on the table.
Some people who are posting on our Facebook page say that it was a little melodramatic and that it was a setup. Your reaction to that?
No one in their wildest dreams would have thought Jack Davis would have physically gotten involved. Certainly our young man with a camera was not going to get physical back with anybody, but I mean, it's just unheard of that a candidate would get physical with someone asking the question as to why he wouldn't participate in the debate today.
Was he injured?
No, he was not injured.
Why is he seeing an attorney?
Because someone laid hands on him. If someone laid hands on you, I'm sure you talk to an attorney as well.
Now, Davis's people are arguing that he pushed the camera out of his face, never made physical contact with the young man himself.
I was not there. I see what I see on camera. But I do know that his aide hits him with an object, whether it's a folder or a binder.
Where did he hit him?
In the head.
But we
And
don't
you see that? Yes, you do see that at the end of the video.
You don't see
No, you
that out of
don't.
the video.
He struck a second time.
The whole video?
I think that we're working on trying to get the rest of the footage in a longer format, and I don't have the second camera, but there's probably an elongated version of that probably can be made available.
Because if there's 14 seconds, there's obviously 30.
Why did you only release 15?
That was the real thrust of what happened, where Jack Davis, assaulted. In some way, you swatted at him, swung at him, and asked him if he wanted to get punched out. I think that's news when a candidate decides to threaten someone verbally and then use physical, any sort of physicality with just an operative.
But if you say that it was caught on camera that his aide struck the photographer with a folder or some sort of object in the head, why not release that too?
I believe we will have some more footage later on today, but that was what was important to get out.
Do you believe a crime was committed?
I don't know, and that's why the young man's talking to his attorney. I don't know if he'll file
police
charges or
called?
not. Police were not called yet. I'm not sure whether or not the young man will file a police report. It happened in the town of Greece, so he'd have to do so out there.
Was the young man harassing Davis?
He was asking him why he pulled out of the debate. It's a very fair question. I've had reporters asking candidates that I've worked for why they wouldn't participate in debates in a pretty aggressive manner before. So, this is a tough campaign. There's 12 days to go, and I am sure that there will be a lot of questions that you will all ask the candidates. But I think the real question that needs to be put to Mr. Davis is, do you have the temperament to serve in the U.S. Congress where there's 435 separate opinions if you can't answer the question of an operative as to why you won't participate in a candidate forum?
You think it'll hurt his chances?
I think that's up to the voters. They have to just see what it is. I think all of your stations last night ran the footage, and it speaks for itself, and let the voters make their own decision. But Jack Davis verbally threatened someone. That was crystal clear. He asked if he wanted to get punched out. I don't talk like that with people. I don't think any of you do either. I know certainly Kathy Hochul and Jane Corwin don't go around asking people in the district whether or not they want to get punched out. So I think the question of temperament has to be on everyone's minds today. Does the man have the temperament to serve in the Congress if he can't participate in the debate in a civil format like we had here at Channel 2 News, or if he is going to resort to verbal threats and get physical with people?